Welcome to Sip and Say with Stephanie. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Stephanie Humphrey channel. Sip and Say with Stephanie. It is Thursday, November 30th. Y'all, it is the last day of November. We actually have 31 more days before the year 2023 ends. I am saying I feel like I just finished the summer, more or less made it through fall and now winter and almost Christmas time or Christmas time is what I like to say. Like I feel like it was just June and July when I was doing because the bulk of my work, happens in the summer. So I feel like I was just doing that work like 2 weeks ago. And it's actually been several months ago. Can you all believe it? We are almost at the end of the year. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How are you all doing? I'm gonna get back to the holidays, but how are you all doing? How are you mentally? How are you emotionally? How are you spiritually? How are you physically? How are you socially? How are you doing? I am doing fine. So yeah, I'm doing good. Like I am so good. Tonight I'm really excited about the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I'm excited about what is to come in these next few weeks. I have some things coming up, some things I've planned that I'm very excited about. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. God is good. God is good. God is good. God is good. I have some things coming up that I'm excited about, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I'm so excited. God has been speaking to me as He always does. He's always speaking. God, y'all have heard me say this. I've heard Prophetess Juliet say this from Wings of Eagles. God is a talking God. Some years ago, she first said that, and it has stuck with me. God is a talking God. He is talking all the time. If we are willing to hear what the Lord is saying, if we are willing to open up our heart and our mind and our ears to hear what the Lord is saying, He will speak to us. He will speak. And so God is a talk, so God's been talking, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful and I'm excited. So that's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm doing. I am missing a little bit of socialization. I haven't had any outings since I think September was my last outing, which it hasn't been too bad. But I'm missing some socialization, so I'm hoping to get more of that in the next few weeks. I've actually reached out to some people to plan some luncheons and some dinners and outings, and so we'll see what happens. If I don't have any outings before Christmas, then I'll be with my family. I'll be spending some time with friends, and so I'm excited. So yeah, y'all. I'm having an technology issue right now, and I'm trying to fix it. That's why I haven't gotten into anything too much right now. I'm trying to fix it. I know you can't tell on your end, but I can on mine. And so tell me how you're doing in the chat, in the comment section. If you're listening to the rebroadcast, let me know how you are doing because I am concerned. I ask you because I really am concerned. I really want to know how you're doing. And so let me know. I let me let me see if I can get this done very, very quickly. Hi to my podcast listeners. How are you all doing? You all normally tune in at 10 p.m. or I release a podcast at 10 p.m. and then you're listening at your leisure. So welcome to you. I hope that you're doing well tonight. I am again just doing wonderful tonight. Just paying attention. Like, have you all? I don't have any news tonight, y'all. Just to let y'all know, tonight I actually titled tonight's episode. I have never, I have a few times before have titled an episode, and I actually had it connected to this particular live, but I had to restart the technology. It's Looney Tunes, but it's okay. So I actually titled tonight's episode "Movies, Mental Health, and Me." I'm just curious to know like what holiday movies you all have been watching. I'm going to tell you some of mine, and we're going to talk about mental health because I was starting to look for some news, and I clearly heard the Lord say mental health, and I was like, okay, God. he was like, talk about mental health for the holidays because mental health is a serious illness on a regular day, but it can be exacerbated during the holidays. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. And I have something, not a new, but a news report. Can I say a news report? Yeah, I can say a news report. I have some news to report about me. So it's a news report about me. So that's where my movie, Mental Health and Me. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I am still working on getting my technology together. So what are you all sipping on tonight? I'm gonna show you what I'm sipping on because I have to open it. It's not open yet, so I need to open it. And I'm gonna open it. You all, I really want to get this right here done. Okay, so there it is. I wonder why it's not doing what I want it to do. Hmm. So I see it right on my end, but something still isn't happening. So we're gonna just push forward, even though it's not right on my end. We're just gonna push forward because as long as you all are good and can see everything that's happening, that's what's most important to me. So what are you all sipping on tonight? I'm sipping on some Scarpinac tonight. I actually was given this bottle of Scarpinac by one of the pastors at my church. It's one of her favorite Scarpinacs. It is alcohol free at Scarpinac, and so that's what I'm sipping on tonight. She gave it to me a couple of months ago, but I haven't drank it yet. I haven't drank anything. Actually, I'm pretty low on my alcohol free wine. I'm getting low, so y'all wanna look if y'all want to like gift me some alcohol free wine. Let me know. And so that's what I'm sipping on tonight, some Scarpinac. And I didn't bring a knife over, so I'm hoping I can open this easily. And if I can't, I might just sip on my water because I did bring my water over. And so what are you all sipping on tonight? I have to get me some more hot chocolate. I just realized I got some marshmallows because I made sweet potato casserole. I actually was gonna make a sweet potato casserole, but I didn't. I made sweet potato pies last week for me. And y'all, I was telling my mom, I was like, my sweet potato pies this year were absolutely delicious. They've been great in the past. My first year made them, they were absolutely delicious. And the next couple of years they were good, but not like absolutely delicious. But what I found out, I haven't been able, the last couple of years, I have not been able to find dark brown sugar. So I'm opening my Scarpinac right now. I have not been able to find dark brown sugar. And so the first year I had dark brown sugar, light brown sugar, regular sugar, all the ingredients I usually use to make my sweet potato pie. But for the last couple of years, I have not been able to find dark brown sugar. So this year I went to my normal place where I get my groceries, got my light brown sugar, regular sugar, because I don't keep it in the house until it's time for me to make some sweet potato pies. Um, and I went to another grocery store and I saw some, but it was organic dark brown sugar and it was pricey, but I got it because I wanted some. Y'all, my pies went back to tasting absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. And I was like, I was missing that dark brown sugar, doggone it. And so I don't know why I can't find dark brown sugar as regularly as I could in the past. I don't know if it's just I'm not in need for it. Is there a shortage? Like, what is going on? I'm pouring my stuff and what is going on with the doggone dark brown sugar? So them pies was good. Actually made two. I normally make two every year. Sometimes I make my pies and a sweet potato casserole. So I got the marshmallows. I was gonna make sweet potato casserole, but I didn't. So because the pies were for me, I actually put marshmallows on one of the pies. So I had the marshmallow, my sweet potato pie, and the crust. Y'all, it was so yummy. And so I remember the first year I made my sweet potato casserole, I made it, of course, in a glass dish, and my mom brought the pies, and so um, like yeah, first time I made it, I made a sweet potato casserole. I think I may have made a pie and a casserole, but the first time I made the sweet potato casserole, I didn't have marshmallows on it. So my sister told me, she was like, oh, this need to be in a crust. And I was like, okay then. So I was like, marshmallows on sweet potato pie is delicious. Let me just say, so I'm gonna take a sip of my Scarpinac. Ah, that's good. That's good. It's not as good as my normal, but it's good. It's good. It's alcohol-free scarpinade. It's pretty good. So, again, tonight is movies, mental health, and me. And like I said, I felt the Lord speaking to me tonight about talking about mental health, because it's real during the holidays and it can be increased during the holidays. So what Christmas movies have you all been watching? I actually watch my Christmas movies all year long because they're very heartwarming and fun and all about love and romance and friendship and family. And so I like having that feeling year round. Like Christmas is just not the joy and the peace and the love and the warmth of the Christmas season. Is not just for Christmas. It's not just for December, for Hanukkah, for Kwanzaa. It is to be experienced year round, in my opinion. So I experience it year round in the movies that I watch, and then really taking those lessons in, because there are lessons. I know it's all fuzzy and warm and romance and sappy in some respects, but I learned lessons, even from like relationship lessons, family, romantic, as well as friendship. And I just enjoy the warmth again that I experienced during Christmas holidays. And so, what y'all been watching? So, look, I do have another movie, like a non-Christmas movie that I watched today, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm adding a I'm adding a note to my live YouTube. So just give me just a second for my podcast listeners. Amazing. Did I even go through? Y'all, okay, there it is. Y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm just having some issues. Praise the Lord. So let me share with you some of the movies that I absolutely love to watch during the holidays. And I would love for you to add your favorite holiday movies in the chat, or either add it to the comment section after or as you're listening to the rebroadcast, because I'm all for watching some new Christmas movies. Most of my Christmas movies are Black character Christmas movies. Like, uh, I gotta have me some black. I mean, and I'm talking about some black leading characters, like the main two characters, the man and the woman, Afro America. They need to be black. Praise the Lord. And so that's all I'm gonna give y'all tonight. If you all have some other movies, like some Latino leads, some white leads, some Asian leads, drop it in the chat. I may check them out. We'll see what happens. But I'm just most of the movies that I have are black character lead movies, because that's all things black. So a Medea Christmas is one that is hilarious. I absolutely love. The cable guy is in it. What's his name? I haven't watched it this year yet. Um, he's in it. I can't think of his name right now. The young lady who is in a Greek wedding, she's in it as well. So it's hilarious. It's been a Medea Christmas. The Mistletones, it features Timia Mowry and the other young lady. I don't remember her name, but Tia Mowry is in that one. Y'all, they be cutting up in the Mistletones. It's it's singing, there's dancing, a lot of just hilarity. It's just hilarious, funny, fun, friendship, work relationships, and how that can all evolve and unfold. So it's really good. Let me move up my Christmas in. Also, Tia Mowry. Every Day is Christmas, Tony Braxton. Wrapped Up in Christmas, Tatiana Ali. Jingle Bell, Tatiana Ali. The Christmas Pack, Kyla Pratt. I wish I knew the names of the gentlemen who were in these movies, but I don't. Like, they're familiar faces, some of them, but I don't know their names. Like the gentleman who is in Jingle Bell, he was actually in Scandal, so his face was familiar to me from Scandal, but I don't know his name. I'm sorry to the male leads. But like, I grew up watching Tatiana Ali on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then Kyla Pratt in One-on-One and the Dr. Dolittle movie, so I'm familiar with her name. And so I've known their names for years. And so, anywho, No Time Like Christmas is also Kyla Pratt. A Gingerbread Romance is new to me. It's Tia as well. And yeah, Tia Mowry's in that. It's really good. Christmas Everlasting. Y'all, if y'all have not seen Christmas Everlasting, get you some of Christmas Everlasting. It features Tatiana Ali, Patti LaBelle, The gentleman that's married to, what's his name? I can't think of his name. And the gentleman from the Allstate commercials. I should know his name because he was in Love and Basketball as well. They are all in this, y'all. Christmas Everlasting is it's a phenomenal movie. Christmas Hotel, back to Tatiana Ali. Y'all, if y'all have not seen the Merry Little Liddle Christmas series, it's Merry Little Christmas, Merry Little Christmas Wedding, and then Merry Little Christmas Baby. It is Kelly Rowland is in this movie, you all, and the young lady from see, I'm seeing faces and can't think of nobody's name. I can't think of the other ladies' names in it, but Kelly Rowland is a star in it. And the first movie is The Merry Little Christmas. It's based on some events that she experienced during the holidays. Y'all, it is funny. It is so funny. So much family love and issues and stuff. Y'all, family is family during the holidays. Family is family any time of the year, and they family during the holidays. If you understand that, is a meaning through that. So just listen through. Family is family all year and through the holidays. So that entire series is absolutely amazing. The gentleman who is a male lead, I don't know his name. Look it up, y'all. Y'all look up the cast members. But this is my first time seeing him, in an acting role. I know he's had other acting roles because I looked him up, but was my first time experiencing his acting, and I enjoyed him in all three of the Merry Little Christmas movies. A very vintage Christmas. T and Mowry, you light up my Christmas. Y'all, we're taking it back to our Facts of Life days. We have, I was about to say the wrong one. Kim Fields is in this movie along with her co-host from Facts of Life. All of them are featured in the movie in various ways, and so that's an amazing film as well. Friendship, romantic, family is good. Radio Christmas is Keisha Knight Pulliam. I love Radio Christmas. Christmas 9 to 5 is good. The Christmas Aunt is absolutely amazing. I'm an auntie, so when I was talking Christmas Aunt, I was like, yes, please. That's Keisha Knight Pulliam. Christmas Unwrapped is really good. Discovering just the joy of Christmas and the childlikeness that we all experienced when we were younger. Childlikeness, Christmas when we were younger, Santa Claus, all of that. Like what people consider the magic of Christmas is outlined in Christmas Unwrapped. There's no magic in my opinion, but I like the movie. The movie talks about giving and supporting the community, and that aspect of the movie I absolutely love. And so yeah, it's just Jesus, but you teach your children what you want to teach them, for they're your kids. You're raising them, do what you need to do. So I do like Christmas Unwrapped. It features I can't think of the young lady's name, and the young gentleman's name is my first time seeing him, but she used to be in Criminal Minds. She was one of the not detectives, yeah, detective's daughter for a couple of seasons. So her face was familiar to me with that. Rediscovering Christmas is good. Let me see. Christmas in Evergreen. There's a couple of Christmases in Evergreens. I have not seen all of them, but this particular one is Bells Are Ringing, and it's Holly Pete Robinson stars in this film. It's good. I want to see the other one, so I'm gonna have to check them out some kind of way. Let's meet again at Chris. No. Let's meet again on Christmas. I don't have my glasses on. Let's meet again on Christmas was all right. It was all right. I like some of the elements that are in that movie. Miracle in Motor City. That's Tia and the gentleman from the 16. Mm, mm, 17 again, not 16, but 17 again. I don't know his name, but it's also got Smokey Robinson in it. So I know Smokey. So yeah, so Miracle in Motor City. I did not like that one as much, but I like some of the elements in it, so it's all good. You might enjoy it yourself. A Family Christmas Gift. I've only seen that one time, and it was good, but not one of my favorites. But it is a good movie. I encourage you to check it out. Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas, y'all. If you love some good singing and a great storyline, Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas is Wonderful. The Christmas edition, it's about writing, newspaper is good. I don't know the lead's name. Oh, so A Gospel Christmas is can't think of nobody's name right now, but y'all check it out. Y'all get the cast. A Fiance for Christmas is Looney Tunes. It is hilarious. Child, it's a miss. It is a miss. I'm not familiar with any of the characters in it except for one. And I can't even think of her name. She's a very popular person, popular singer. Her and her brother were, and I can't think of her name right now. But it's Looney, like y'all, it's Looney Tunes. Welcome to the Christmas Family Reunion is good. Saying Yes to Christmas is good. Maps and Mistletoe. It was an interesting twist on the Christmas romance, so check it out. My Favorite Christmas Melody is good. Features, I don't want to get her name wrong. It's a singer, and I don't want to get her. I want to say it's Tamia, but it might be Mia. And I'm gonna have to look this one up because I don't want to give this one out wrong. Yeah, Maya. I'm sorry, Maya. I said Tamia, Mia, Maya. I'm so sorry. So it's I don't know if Mia pronounces it Mya, if she pronounces it Mia and Maya. I do remember her singing, you all, and it's been a long time since I've listened to her or that she's put out new music that I'm aware of. So Maya, I think it's Maya. All right. Yeah, did y'all see my face? I know podcast listeners, you could not see my face, but I really meant face. And then the most recent Christmas movie that I've watched this week actually is Show Stopping Christmas is absolutely good. This Christmas is wonderful. I have not watched this Christmas the last couple of weeks. Loretta Devine, Delroy Lindo, Delroy Lindo is a phenomenal actor. Let me tell y'all, I have loved every single project except for one that's put to the side just because there was so much cursing in it, I couldn't get through it, the TV series that he's currently in. But every movie project, let me say that I've seen Daryl Lindo in, I have absolutely loved him. He is a phenomenal actor. Like, he's so underrated and it's not at, well, I'm going to say he's not at the status in terms of talking about him that he should be, because Daryl Lindo, he's amazing. So Daryl Lindo is in this Christmas. Loretta Devine is in this Christmas. Chris Brown, Idris Elba, Keith Robinson, Jump in the Broom, Laz Alonso. Yeah, Laz Alonso. Oh, Regina. What's Miss Regina's name? I'm not moving until I remember her name. Regina King. I saw 227 all up in my face, even though I know 227 is not her only, project, but I just saw her and 227 was the first one that came to mind because she's done so many more projects since then. But Regina King is in looking gorgeous as always, is in the movie. Who else is some more people that I'm forgetting. Mekhi Phifer. Mekhi Phifer. Oh gosh. Mekhi Phifer is in the movie, and I can't think of who else. There's some other people that Sharon Leal is in it. Did I get everybody? There's one young lady that I'm forgetting. I can't think of her name right now. But yes, so yeah, I feel like I'm missing a few people there. But this Christmas is good, y'all. One of my all-time favorite Christmas movies is The Preacher's Wife. It is one of my all-time favorites with Whitney Houston and Courtney B. Vance. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. It is, and the little boy who plays her son is absolutely adorable. And so that's one of my favorite Christmas movies to watch during the holidays. Some wonderful singing, phenomenal acting and storyline. So those are some of the Christmas movies that I watched during the holiday. It's been a while since I've seen Black Nativity with Forest Whitaker and I see her face and I can't call her name. Come on, Wakanda. Come on, 911 on Fox. Come on, Waiting to Exhale. Y'all, oh man, I can't. I see her. What? Let me be quiet. Woo. Courtney B. Vance's wife. What is her? What can't I think of her name? Y'all, I'm gonna have to look it up. Now I'm gonna look up this name. Now I'm gonna look this up. Why can't I think of? Oh, why can't I think of Queen? Queen. Why can't I think of her name? And when I say it, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad when I say it. And I see her face just as clear, and I don't know why I can't call it, but it's okay. I hadn't planned to talk about um I forgot about the preacher's wife actually. Y'all, Angela Bassett. Why couldn't I call Angela? I saw her face just as clear and could not call her name. She is the one of the top actresses of all times, any culture, any color, any race. Angela Bassett or Bassett, she's it. Like her, Viola Davis, like, but Angela Bassett. So she's in I forgot what movie I was talking about now. See, that's how my mind go. That's why I need to write things down because I can't always rely on my memory. So what movie was she in that I was talking about? The Black Nativity, Forest Whitaker and Angela Bassett. So yeah, so it's been a while since I've and who else was in there? Jennifer Hudson was in there. She played their mom. She was their daughter. And Tyrese was in it. It's been, now I'm surprised I remember all of that because it's been like some years since I've seen the Black Nativity. So I need to pull that one out and watch that one again. Because again, the Black Nativity is around the holidays. Forest Whitaker is the pastor of the church, if I remember correctly. And Angela Bassett played his wife, and Jennifer was her daughter. Then the grandson went to live with them. And so I need to pull that one out and watch it because it's been a minute. Um, so those are my Christmas movies. What are some of your favorite Christmas movies to watch during the holidays? I would love to check it out. Oh, one that I just recently discovered, like maybe sometime this year, was Sappy Holiday. Yes, I think it's called Sappy Holiday. It was actors that I've never seen before, and so that was a good, refreshing movie to watch around the holidays as well. Very interesting. So yeah, you all, let me know what y'all like to watch. Let me get my enunciation in working order. So yeah, so y'all, that's what I like to watch during the holidays. So those are the movies. And so you all, I want to talk about mental health tonight because again, mental health. Well, before I get there, let me push back to the movies. For the fourth time, for the fifth time, let me know what movies you enjoy watching. Add it to the live chat, add it to the comment section if you're listening to the rebroadcast, because I would love to check out some things that you enjoy, movies that bring you joy, movies that uplift you. Oh, Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle just came to mind. Forest Whitaker and Jingle Jangle. Who played his daughter? If I'm not mistaken, the young lady who voiced Princess Tiana and the Princess and the Frog. Mm, I see her face, but I can't think of her name. She plays her daughter. I haven't watched Jingle Jangle since the year it came out, which I think was like maybe 2019 or 2020, somewhere in there. And so I really need to go back and watch it because I only watched it that one time. And so that's a good holiday movie as well. Again, if you haven't, put in the chat, let me know, let me know. Put it in the live chat or put it in the comment section if you listen to the rebroadcast because I would love to be able to engage in some new movies over the holiday season. So the movie that I watched today for the first time is called The Burial. So we know that y'all. Let me look it up because I forgot to write down the name of the. It's based on true events, and I forgot to write down the name of the lawyer who it is based on. And so Jamie Foxx plays the lawyer whose name I'm about to look up. His name is Willie E. Gary. Willie E. Gary. Jamie Foxx plays his character, and Tommy Lee Jones plays Joseph O'Keefe. And so Joseph O'Keefe decides to sue the Lowen Funeral Company because of a contract that they, were supposed to have, and everything didn't play out like Mr. O'Keefe originally thought it would or should, based on the previous conversations with the representative of the Lowen Company. the not Lowen, but Lowen Company, Loewen, Lowen Funeral Company. And so he sued them, and Willie E. Gary, he was a lawyer, y'all. If I didn't do any research on the movie, and so I do need to look up Mr. Willie E. Gary. And so I don't know if Jamie Foxx had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Gary before playing the role, and if he was able to like kind of pick up some of his characteristics or some of his mannerisms and different things like that. And I'm thinking about when Jamie Foxx played Ray, and he was able to talk to Ray Charles ahead of time, and he really like embodied the character of Ray Charles. And so I'm wondering if he did it with Mr. Gary. If he did, y'all, Mr. Gary was on the money. Like, let me tell you, he didn't play no games with nobody. Let me tell you. And so he, I forgot the name that they used to call Mr. Gary, or that they called Mr. Gary, because I believe Mr. Gary's still here with us. And so I don't know the name. Let me see if I can see the name that because he had a nickname. Like, he came up against major companies, like the Lowen burial company, from what I understand, was a billion-dollar business, certainly in the millions of dollars business, and he came up against this particular company. And Mr. Gary also came up against companies like Anheuser-Busch. It was noted at the end of the movie, and the Walt Disney Company. Like, he took on companies like, if my client wants to sue them and there's been some harm done or some wrong done or some illegal things happening, then we gonna take them to court, And so y'all, if Mr. Gary is anything like how Jamie Foxx played him, let me tell y'all something. I like him. So he's an American. He is an American trial lawyer, philanthropist, motivational speaker, and so I'm gonna have to look up more of his story. Because I hadn't really planned to talk much about the movie tonight, but it was on my mind since I was like, movies, mental health with me. And so I encourage you to look up Mr. Gary. He was a practices law in Florida. He used to work in the sugarcane fields with his family. It was noted in the movie. And so one thing I like about the movie is that Jamie Foxx asked Mr. Gary, he visited his hometown often. It was noted that he visits, I'm not sure if his mom is still alive, his mother on Saturdays. But the sugarcane, or there's this particular, I don't know if it was where the sugarcane field was that Mr. Gary used to work in as a child, but Mr. Gary talks about staying humble, in the movie, or as he was portrayed by Jamie Foxx, and he showed him kind of looking out on the fields and everything. And so that really, it spoke to me. I don't know if Mr. Gary still does that or not, or if they added that into the movie for a dramatic effect. I'm not sure, but I love that it was shown, because a lot of times when we or a person that comes from humble beginnings, but we reach a millionaire or multimillionaire or billionaire or multi-billionaire status, then sometimes we forget where we came from. But it was portrayed in the movie that Mr. Gary did not forget where he came from, and just I feel like that's accurate. Like, that's accurate about his life. I have to do some research, but I feel that's pretty accurate about his life, because I feel like no matter how high we get, we should always remember our humble beginnings, our small beginnings, where we used to be, what we used to be doing, and then, of course, being able to celebrate the successes of where we are right now, the promotion, the elevation, the increased territory, the increased influence, and different things of that nature, but also remembering where we were when we were younger and as a teenager and as a young adult, those, I'm going to say, humble beginnings, because none of us were born into success unless you were born to a millionaire already, or a multimillionaire, or a billionaire, or a multi-billionaire already. Then you were born into the money, not necessarily born into the success, but you were at least born into the money. And opportunity is probably more readily available for you to have success than it was a person if they were born in a neighborhood that was like a poverty neighborhood, or a family that didn't have much money, live paycheck to paycheck, as we say, and coming from humble beginnings. I consider myself to have come from humble beginnings. We did not live in poverty, but we lived We lived all right. We lived all right. I was never homeless. I always had something to eat. My mom took care of us. We lived with my grandparents until I was in my teen years, and then my mom bought us a home for me and my siblings, and of course herself. And so I only lived there for a few years. I was in my grandparents' house for the majority of my life, and so I always had a roof over my head. Always had food. Always had clothes. Always had shoes. Had what I needed, and some of the things that I wanted. So I consider my beginnings to have been humble. Um, well taken care of and well loved, but humble in terms of resources. Because it's not like I can go out and get whatever I wanted to. And I'm not talking about high price stuff. I'm talking about just kind of whatever I wanted to do. $10 I could, that type of way. And so I consider myself to have come from humble beginnings. I consider myself to still be in that was humble beginnings. I'll say a humble life. I'll say as far as how I like to live. I really like to live below my means. And so that's where I like to live, and that's where I try to stay, because I'm very frugal with my monies and my resources and things like that. And yes, when I think about that, there's a book that I wrote called Sequoia, Samson, and Samuel. And in the book, it's a really good book. You all should get it. When I think about humble beginnings, I think about that family that I wrote about and how their humble beginnings turned into something really amazing, and how the parents in the book did not just give their children everything they wanted, even though they had the wealth to do so. They still made their kids work for everything they had. And y'all, let me tell you, I started working in my teens and been working ever since, for the most part, with just a short time where I didn't have employment. But it was just a few months that I did have like steady employment. I had like odd jobs here and there, but not like steady employment. But I've been working since I was 16, with the exception of just a few months. And I'm not 16 or 17. 17. I think I've been saying I was 16, but I believe I was 17. If I think either 16 or 17. I've been working since, I feel like it was 16 though. Anywho, I started working in my teens. I'll sit here and debate with myself, really trying to pinpoint and figure it out. But since a teen, I've been working, and I'm fine with that. I love taking care of myself. I love being able to support myself and getting the things that I need, and things that I want. If I want them, I'm thankful, for what I have, for my humble beginnings and for my humble life now. And so the burial is about Mr. Willie E. Berry. Y'all look him up, check him out. I'm gonna do some more research about him. If you haven't seen the movie, I encourage you to take the time to watch it, because it really is good. The movie that I've been wanting to see this week, but I haven't seen it just because I got introduced to it maybe over the weekend or something, or maybe last week. Yeah, maybe Friday or Thursday. But Rustin. Rustin is a movie that I want to see, and I'm hoping to see it within the next week or two. It is about the civil rights leader, Bayard Rustin. He helped Philip Randolph plan the March on Washington. He was also, I'm going to say, an advisor. I don't know what his specific title role was, but he also was an advisor to Dr. King during the beginning of the civil rights movement. And so I remember being introduced to him in a more formal way in the movie Boycott, featuring Jeffrey Wright and Carmen Ejogo. And Byron Rustin was played by, the gentleman's name, I can't think of his name right now, but that was my first formal introduction to him. And I was like, that Byron Rustin, all right, he was all right. Like, he just kept it real. And I like that about him. And so the movie Rustin, Rustin, is available. Y'all, if y'all watch it, or if y'all already watched it, add it to the comment section, add it to the live chat. I really want to know what you think about it. There are a few people that have seen it that have said that they enjoyed it, so I'm excited. I have to plan it at a time. Y'all know I stay so busy. I have to plan it at a time where I'm just going to sit and watch it, and not just have it on and I'm typing or working or playing. And y'all know how I do. But I just need to carve out time where I can just sit and watch it. I'm going to try to do it this weekend if I can, but just sit and watch it so I can totally focus in on this particular movie. Who's playing him? Coleman Domingo. I believe I have his name right. Coleman Domingo is playing Byron Rustin in the movie Rustin. And so you all see it, check it out. I already told you all about one movie last week. So y'all have to check out last week to know what that movie was. I can't even think of right now. So anyway, so that's the movies. Let's get right into, I had not planned to talk that long about the movies, but let's get right into mental health. I said at the beginning of the broadcast, if you're just tuning in, I don't have any news for you tonight. I'm talking about movies, mental health, and me. And so when I went to look, I said this at the beginning of the broadcast, but if you're just tuning in, I'll repeat it for you. I was going to look up some news to report tonight, but I heard the Lord say mental health. And so I was like, okay, God said talk about mental health during the holidays. So that's what I'm going to focus in on tonight. Mental health is a struggle for individuals in the world just on a daily basis, but sometimes that struggle can increase during the holidays. So I really want to give us some tools that can help support us as we for those who celebrated the day of giving thanks that just happened, and then we have Hanukkah coming up, we have Christmas coming up, Christmas coming up, and we have Kwanzaa coming up. And oftentimes those are times that we get together with our family, with our friends, and we celebrate, we enjoy each other, we eat, we exchange gifts, we, you know, encourage each other and inspire each other. I need to take a drink. Encourage each other and inspire each other, but it can be stressful for some individuals that are already struggling with mental health, or it could increase for those who may not have a diagnosis of mental health. It could increase your anxiety and your fear. And so we just want to talk about that tonight so that we can go ahead and have some tools and strategies to help us prepare for the upcoming holidays. Okay, y'all, let me just take a sip. More like a gulp. Couple of gulps. If you want, you can go ahead and like this episode. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button right now. Kind of helps me out. I don't have a lot of likes right now, but I'm gonna keep pushing through. So I get, and when I say a lot of likes, I mean just overall, I don't get a lot of likes. I don't have a lot of views. I'm just gonna say that openly, just full transparency. Those of you who watch and listen can see that. And so I feel like I'm gonna continue to put out the content for those who are able to tap in or who want to tap in can. And if not, that's okay too. It'll be here for as long as YouTube is available, I reckon. I'm gonna take a sip of my water too. All right, y'all. Let's get into this mental health. So it has been reported by the National Alliance of Mental Illness that 64% of the people that were polled feel more stress during the holidays. And these are people specifically with mental illness. So 64% of people with mental illness, they actually feel an increase in stress during the holidays. The poll noted that 24% of them said they felt a lot worse, whereas 40% of them said that they feel somewhat worse during the holidays. Again, this is for individuals with mental illness. And even if you do not have a mental illness, if you haven't been diagnosed with mental illness, or you just, don't have one, which is fine. But I know that there are some people who may have mental illness and they have not been diagnosed yet. So I wanted to just put that out there as well. But if you are considered a normal thinking person, with no mental illness, again, you might still feel increased stress and anxiety during the holidays, possibly because it triggers a memory of a loved one who may have passed away on the holiday or around the holiday. So that can bring increased stress, anxiety, depression, sadness to you. I do remember one of my cousins, a couple of generations down cousins, her dad actually died on Christmas Day. I think maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. I can't even imagine. They were finishing up dinner. He was sitting on the couch and, he passed away. I cannot imagine having a loved one pass away on or around the holidays, but for some people that has happened. And so there could be some sadness, depression, grief that comes about because of that experience during the holidays. People may feel increased fear, anxiety because you're trying to spend money that you either don't have or that you feel obligated to spend, that can cause increased stress or fear during the holiday. You're trying to get the gift that you ask everybody for their Christmas list, and you're trying to get everything on everybody's list. That can definitely increase the stress and anxiety during the holidays for anybody. So there's a lot of things that might be going on within our heart and within our mind during the holidays. And so we definitely want to talk about it because we want this to be your best holiday yet. We want you to take care of yourself. We want you to be safe. We want you to be healthy and whole mentally and emotionally, physically, socially, and spiritually during the holidays. So let's just dig into this a little bit more. So this let me just give you the initials instead of trying to say it out. SAMHSA. I don't know how they pronounce it all together. The Samhasa, maybe. But it is the, well, I was going to remember. I can't think of what the S stands for. Now I'm going to have to look it up because I said I was going to remember what it is because I've seen this acronym before. And now I can't even think of what the mental health, the M and the H, the S and the A is Mental Health Services Administration. But I can't think of what the S and the A stand for. So now I'm going to have to look it up so I didn't write it down. Y'all give me just a moment. The substance abuse. Woo, woo, woo. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. I got this information from their website, and then I'm going to give you some information from the National Institute of Mental Health, okay? And so the SAMHSA, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. These are some key things. So wait a minute, don't want to talk about the key things. Yeah, let me get into this right now. I actually flipped this. I did it a little bit backwards, but it's okay. You know what? Let me go back to the end of my notes because I did it backwards in my notes. So let me start here. I did not know that there is a thing called SAD, SAD, seasonal affective disorder. I had no idea that this was an actual illness. This was actually a disorder, but it's called seasonal affective disorder. It's known as the winter blues. Have you heard of the winter blues? I've heard of the winter blues, but I just thought it was a saying that somebody came up with. I did not know it was actually a disorder. And so SAD is a subtype of depression or bipolar that occurs and ends around the same time each year. Seasonal depression, I knew that the potential for getting depressed during the holidays was a real thing, but I didn't really know it had a label. Seasonal depression usually occurs when seasons change, especially in the fall and winter months. There's also a summer seasonal depression. I'm not going to talk much about that. I'm just going to really focus on this particular seasonal depression that happens during the fall and the winter. So this particular seasonal affective disorder was first, I guess, reported about, studied, and named by Dr. Norman E. Rosenthal. So in 1981, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot to write the year, but I think it was in 1981, Dr. Rosenthal and his team at NAMI, which is a national, let me make sure I have that right, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, National Alliance of Mental Illness, NAMI. So Dr. Rosenthal and his team, so Dr. Rosenthal did this because he was starting to experience some sadness and some depression during the winter months. And he was like, what is going on? Why am I experiencing this? So he decided to do some research for himself so that he could understand how he was feeling. And so what it was is these experiences of depression and sadness were happening during the polar night. And so polar nights are nights that last more than 24 hours. They're usually happens like in the most northern states or places, like Canada, Greenwich. What else is up there? I wrote it down. Alaska. Didn't want to forget Alaska, and not Greenwich, but Greenland, Alaska, Canada, up in those areas where they can experience darkness for 24 hours or more. So Dr. Rosenthal noted, this was happening during the polar nights. Let's do a study. And so he did a study, and he theorized that a reduction in available natural light during winter was the root cause of the seasonal affective disorder. He did a study and used light to do the study, and that's what him and his associates found, that the decrease in light, decrease in available natural light during winter was the root of the depression and the sadness. I was like, okay, that's really interesting, because maybe you experience this like every time when fall hits and winter hits and things get darker, like the days are shorter, things get darker earlier. Maybe you have experienced this yourself and didn't know what it was. Because y'all, I don't know that I've ever experienced this before. I'm going to have to really go back and kind of look over my history and see. But if you have and didn't know what to name it, this might be what you have experienced, the seasonal affective disorder. And so if you want to know more about Dr. Norman Rosenthal's study, you can look up the book Winter Blues. It was released in 1993, so you might want to read more about it, if you so choose. But I thought it was really interesting that this has, like, the winter blues or the seasonal affective disorder has been named. And so let me make sure I have everything. I do want to know that, of course, people were not, they were like, is this a real thing? Like, they were skeptical. There was some like uncertainty about this particular disorder, but just over the years, I'm assuming psychologists and psychiatrists and people in the medical profession have accepted that this is a real thing that happens. And I think they probably didn't accept it, like, this was the early 80s. And so there probably wasn't enough study done at that time to say that this is a real thing. Because again, Dr. Rosenthal, this was his theory based on his own experiences and based on some of the research, not research, but experiments that him and his associates did. This is what he found out. So it's been more widely accepted that this is like a real thing. So if you are experiencing this during the holidays, the seasonal affective disorder, during the holidays or during the winter months, or if you're, struggling with mental illness on a regular basis, then hopefully these strategies can help you get through the holidays in peace and enjoy, and certainly smiling. All right, so let's just see what we should do if we are struggling with any type of mental illness, or if we're feeling any type of sadness and depression, or the seasonal affective disorder. Let me give you some of the symptoms first, and then I can give us some information about what we need to do. So I'm actually on the National Institute of Mental Health's website. And I'm actually going to post this link in the description, because they give a lot of information about this SAD, and I'm not going to be able to give it to you all tonight. So I'm going to add the link to the description so you can go back and read it for yourself. But some of the symptoms of SAD, according to the website, includes feelings of hopelessness or relentlessness, and just not relentlessness, but restlessness. Excuse me, I didn't pull out my glasses. And I just wanted to note that some of these symptoms are included with feeling depressed. Yeah. So let me just read what it says so that we understand. So the signs and symptoms of SAD include those associated with depression, as well as disorder-specific symptoms that differ for winter pattern versus summer pattern SAD. And so we're really just talking about the winter pattern SAD tonight. But if I'm not mistaken, this article or this publication includes both types of seasonal patterns as it relates to the seasonal affective disorder. So some of the symptoms of depression that you may experience is feelings of hopelessness, feelings of pessimism, feelings of irritability, restlessness, frustration, helplessness, worthlessness, guilt, a loss of interest or pleasure in the activities that you would normally do or in the hobbies that you enjoy, a persistent sadness or anxiety or empty mood throughout the day. A mood that normally lasts 2 weeks or more. Decrease in energy, you're feeling extreme fatigue or slowed down, changes in your sleep, changes in your appetite, cramps, headaches, digestive concerns, physical aches and pains, thoughts of death and suicide, and also having difficulty concentrating or recalling things. All of those symptoms can be, those are symptoms of depression, okay? For winter pattern SAD, the additional symptoms that you might experience, so you might be experiencing those symptoms or signs of depression, but you might also be experiencing oversleepness, which is called hyperinsomnia. Get my enunciation correctly. Hyperinsomnia. You could be overeating, in particular craving carbohydrates, and there could be some social withdrawing or what we call hibernating. You don't want to interact, engage with, have any social interact with anybody. So those are some of the increased, those last few are some of the increased symptoms that you might feel, in addition to some of the feelings of depression, those increased symptoms for the SAD, to be determined, if this is, depression, or if this is an extension of depression, which is SAD. I don't know if I should say an extension of depression. I don't want to, that may not be accurate, so I'll strike that from the records, but a feeling of hopelessness and sadness and anxiety during the holidays as it relates to these symptoms and the SAD disorder. If you feel like you're feeling this in an increased way, or if you're feeling this for the first time, or if you notice that this is a pattern during the winter and the fall months, I encourage you to talk to your healthcare professional so you all can determine a plan so that you can be healthy, not held, but healthy throughout the holidays. I want us to talk about what may cause this. Like I said, I backtracked, so let me go back to my backtrack. Go to my next page, go to my last page, and then I'll come back to the beginning. So a cause of SAD is a decrease in serotonin. And y'all, we know serotonin is the brain chemicals that affect our mood. So a decrease in serotonin because the light has been decreased. Those reduced levels of sunlight can increase the levels of serotonin within us. And so again, serotonin regulates our mood. There's also lower levels of serotonin let me get it correct, serotonin can lead to depression. There's also melatonin has been linked to seasonal depression. Because of the darkness, there is an increased level. The increased level in darkness is an increased level in the melatonin. Melatonin aids in sleep. And so increased melatonin increases your sleepiness. You might oversleep. You might just be sleeping. And so I did not realize that people took melatonin tablets for sleep until maybe like a year or so ago. I heard people starting to talk about melatonin. They've probably been talking about it all along, but people around me started talking about melatonin and taking melatonin tablets, or I think there's melatonin drops. I think I've heard somebody say it. I was just like, oh, okay, I never tried it. But I guess whatever helps you, whatever's safe for you and benefits you. And so decrease in serotonin, increase in melatonin. Also, vitamin D deficiency can also exacerbate the problem, worsen the problem, because vitamin D promotes serotonin activity. So if you already have a decreased level in vitamin D, and then you're experiencing the seasonal affective disorder, that lower level of vitamin D can worsen the disorder. So again, talk to your health care professional, your primary care physician. If you don't have a primary care physician, go to your local health department for support. All right, so now I'm going to come back to some things that we can do if we're feeling sad or depressed or fearful or anxious during the holidays. Please pay attention to your feelings. Our feelings are okay. It is okay to feel how you feel. Okay, it is okay to feel how you feel. You just need to know how to navigate those feelings in a healthy way. That's a different episode, but it is okay to feel how you feel. Acknowledge your feelings. Be honest with yourself. Be vulnerable with you and acknowledge I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling anxious because I done spent $1,000 on these Christmas gifts for these grandkids, and I ain't had that money. That's whatever other money, or that was half my savings, or whatever the case may be. Acknowledge I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling sad because last year my mother passed away on Hanukkah or on Christmas or during Kwanzaa. Excuse me, y'all. And those memories are being that memory of grief, losing my mom, having to plan a funeral, everything that relates to death, to physical death. I'm experiencing that right now. So acknowledge your feelings, pay attention to how you're feeling, and acknowledge those feelings. Accept those feelings, acknowledge those feelings, okay? To maintain your healthy habits. Like I know during the holidays, we got to have mama's sweet potato pie. We got to have Aunt Reese banana pudding. We got to have Uncle Joe's barbecue because he put it on the pit, y'all. He put the hog on the pit, and I got to have some Uncle Joe barbecue. I got to have some Uncle Roro fried fish, y'all. I got to have it. Maintain your healthy habits, your healthy eating habits. Maintain them. Your exercising. Maintain that. Any other things you do to reduce stress? Biking, if you can. Like if you can take your bikes with you, or maybe get a bike when you get to your holiday location. Being out in nature, walking, going to the park, whatever those healthy habits that you already have, try to maintain them as best you can during the holidays, especially them healthy eating habits. If you need to have some of Mama's sweet potato pie, some of Grandma banana pudding, some of Uncle Roro fried fish, and some of Uncle Joe's barbecue, just get a little bit. Just get you a little taste, just a little moderation. Just get you a little bit. You don't normally eat barbecue because you try to decrease your pork, but you need some Uncle Joe barbecue. Just get a little corner. Get your little corner. Taste it. That was good. Move on to your salad or your baked fish or your, whatever. Okay. Try to maintain your healthy habits even during the holidays. It's okay to say no to grandma's sweet potato pie. To grandma's banana pudding. It's okay to say no. She might be mad at you, but like, Grandma, I'm trying to decrease my sugar intake, but that means I can't have none of your banana pudding this year. Healthy habits. Also, so maintaining healthy habits. So part of maintaining healthy habits is knowing how you deal with your emotions, okay? So if one of your healthy habits is when I feel anxiety, I meditate, then take a few moments, meditate. If when I'm feeling sad, I listen to gospel music or Christian music or jazz or R&B, then let me just go ahead and get my playlist going over here. So know what you normally do when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling fearful. What do you normally do to navigate those feelings? That's another healthy habit. So in other words, what's your plan? You need to have a plan in place for how you navigate your emotions during the holidays. Hopefully, you already know how you navigate emotions because we have our emotions 365 days, 24 hours and 7 days a week, 12 months a year, 52 weeks of the year, every year, decade, century, for those of us who are over 100 that we're living, or at least one century that we are alive. We know our feelings. Like, we know what makes us happy, we know what makes us sad, we know what makes us angry. Like, we know this. So we should already have plans in place to navigate our feelings, okay? Maybe you need to tweak the plan. Maybe you need to have some increased strategies to navigate your feelings during the holidays. Whatever you need to do, just try to maintain your healthiness, maintain your routine as much as possible. And if you don't have a plan in place to deal with your emotions, just in general, Get a plan in place before the holidays come in full blast, so you'll know how you want to handle whatever stress may come with the holidays. It might be y'all get together at grandma's house or big mama's house or big mom's house. You get together and you know those family members that you don't really vibe with, but that they always come to talk to you. Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on with you? How's your life? How's your work? How's your family? And you know you don't really vibe with them that way. What's your plan? Okay, like I really don't want to talk to them, but I'm gonna be cordial. I'm gonna keep the conversation short, and then I'm gonna go on to something else. That might be the plan. Get out of their presence as quickly as possible. Whatever plan you need to navigate your feelings, get that plan in place. Your plan might be meditation, it might be yoga, it might be mindfulness practices, it might be going outside and taking a walk around the neighborhood, it might be walk with the dog, because for some people that's soothing. It might be, again, going to the park, going to a neighbor's house, because maybe the neighbor house, there's peace and joy and love in the full over there, where it might be a little chaotic at your house for the moment because everybody's there and conversations are happening and it's too much stimulation. So let me get into a quiet, peaceful place. That might be in the neighborhood, it might be in your she shed, it might be in your man cave. Whatever plan you need to have to stay emotionally and mentally healthy and safe during the holidays, get that plan in place. It might be put on your earbuds, listen to some classical music or some jazz or whatever, gospel music for me, worship music for me. It might be getting on social media for just a moment and watching a funny clip that you done saved in your social media, watching a funny clip just to give you a little bit of joy, and then you go back in and kind of navigate the family or friends or whoever. Just get a plan in place so that you can stay healthy and safe during the holidays, emotionally and mentally. But sometimes we love our family, but sometimes family can break your nerves. And that's okay, because sometimes we can grate our family's nerves too. Come on in here, somebody. So just maintain your healthy habits and just get a plan in place so that you can take care of yourself. Hopefully it can reduce the anxiety and the stress. And you all, if you want to, like if you practice mindfulness or you practice yoga or meditation, get the family involved. Be like, look, everybody, new tradition. We have the old tradition. We have grandmama them tradition, great grandma, great granddaddy, great great granddaddy tradition. We have to. Let's start a new tradition. Okay, everybody sit down, be quiet, don't say a word. Listen to the sound of my voice. We are going to practice mindfulness. We are going to do a meditation. We're going to do a yoga practice right. Get the family involved so everybody can lose off. Because if you're feeling anxiety and stress, another family member may be experiencing it as well and needs that mindfulness practice or needs that meditation. If you don't know any practices, but you want to incorporate them in, you can find some on YouTube. There's plenty on YouTube that you can tap into. Maybe you want to even pull up a video and be like, look, y'all, we're about to do this mindfulness. There's a 2-minute mindfulness practice. We're about to do this thing. I got a good one for you, a sound bath. Plug in your earphones and listen to a sound bath, or get the whole family. We're about to do a 10-minute sound bath or a 5-minute, whatever sound bath. If they don't know what it is, introduce it to them, because maybe it's something that they can incorporate into their practice when they get anxious or fearful or sad or whatever the case may be. One that I listen to faithfully, I'll say regularly. I listen to it probably a few times a month, sometimes a few times a week, depending on how I'm feeling. But it is the Black Women's Health Imperative. They actually did an anniversary celebration during the pandemic. I want to say it was 2021, if I'm not mistaken. They did their anniversary online, and there's a young lady, I see her face just as clear, don't even know her name, but the first lady, it's called Elevate. So it's Elevate, mind plus body plus spirit. Look it up. It's good. I'll add the link to the chat. Let me make a note to add the BWHI, Black Women's Health Imperative video to the description. So the first young lady that takes us through a yoga practice is really, she's a phenomenal teacher, really good. And then the second young lady takes us through a sound bath. Y'all ain't never heard of no sound bath before. I had no idea what a sound bath was. She took us to a sound bath with the crucibles, and she uses a gong and chimes. Y'all, it is one of the most relaxing experiences that I have ever experienced. And so when I need to relax, when I'm feeling stressed, I will put that sound bath on. I will put my right now I'm sitting on my, I don't have a massage chair, but I have a massage mat, I guess I can call it. I'm actually sitting on it right now. The massage part is not on right now, but I'm actually sitting on it right now. It attaches to my chair. It's actually attached to my chair, and it has different levels of vibrations that massage my back and my shoulders, and it also has a heat function. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. So sometimes I'll put my sound bath on and I'll put my massage on, I'll close my eyes, and I'm good. So last night was the first time that I did it. I'm usually sitting here at the table if I'm using both the sound bath and my massage mat. I'm gonna call it a mat, massage chair, whatever. But last night I decided, I was like, well, I want to sit in the living room. So I was doing something in the living room and I just needed to take a break. And so I pulled my single chair into the living room, y'all, and I had my feet up on my ottoman. When I say I was going to sleep, when I woke up, I told God, thank you, Jesus, for not letting me fall out of the chair. Because if I would have fell out of the chair, I don't know, I would have hurt myself, if not killed myself, just serious, just like real talk. And so I found myself waking up. I was like, oh gosh, I got to get out of this chair. I got to get off this mat. And so because the sound bath is relaxing by itself, and so last night was the first time I combined the two. Wait, is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. It was one of the few times I combined the two. And the first time I did it in the living room, so I'm usually right here sitting at the table. Get you some. Let me just tell you, get you some. Okay. Let me keep going, giving you some strategies because the hour is going late. I had not planned to be on this long, but the hour is going late. Okay. Set some boundaries for that family member that is negative, or that you don't have great fuzzy warm feelings for them. You love them, but you're like, I don't want to have to deal with you. Set some boundaries. I said it earlier, limit the conversation that you have. If they ask if you want to hang out or whatever, just tell them I would prefer not to. Y'all, sorry, I don't know what my sign. I do know what my sinuses are going, because I'm drinking this cold Scarbonar. My Scarbonar is better at room temperature because I normally don't have sinuses like this, but I forgot and I took it out too late, so it was still cold. It has nothing to do with the Scarbonar itself. It's just a cold. Because I usually drink room temperature water until summertime. Then I'll put ice or whatever. For the most part, I drink room temperature water, so that's how my body is used to. Anywho, excuse me, and my sinuses right now. But you might need to set boundaries. If they want to go out with you, if they want to take you to lunch or dinner or whatever, you might have to say no. And you can even tell them why. The last time we went out, or our history is not one that's favorable. It could be a time that maybe you all can reconcile whatever it is. That might be an opportunity for togetherness and love to spring forward, and you all to forgive each other and move forward. But if not, that's okay as well. Set boundaries with whoever you need to set boundaries with. If you go home and your mom, your dad, your grandparents, uncle, aunt, if they give you a whole list of things they want, like go to the store, get this, go to the store and get this. Maybe you need to say, look, I came here to relax or whatever. I know you don't want to say that to your mom or your grandmother, but what I do when I go home, usually anytime, I usually call, especially if it's a family, if I'm going home for a family gathering, okay, I'm on my way. Does anybody need anything? Because when I get here, I ain't going out. I ain't going nowhere. So maybe call ahead to see if they forgot some nutmeg, need some celery for the stuff and whatever, Call ahead, but set those boundaries. Yes, you can set boundaries with your mom. Yes, you can set boundaries with your dad. Yes, you can set boundaries with other family members. It really is okay, because again, we're looking to be healthy and whole emotionally and mentally during the holidays. Practice self-care. We talked about the mindfulness and the yoga practices and the walking out around the yard. Sometimes people find cooking to be therapeutic. I love cooking. It really It's a time I'm singing. The TV's usually on, but I'm still singing. I'm praying. I'm doing dance. Sometimes I'm dancing, especially if a song come on. If I'm watching like a play and a song come on, I'm singing and dancing while I'm trying to chop up my vegetables. I keep it safe. Praise the Lord. I never chop anything off. Or thank you, Jesus. But whatever way that you take care of yourself during the holiday, practice self-care. If your family's together and y'all are, just finished opening gifts or just finished eating or whatever, and you need to steal away to Jesus, just steal away. Just go up in the, if there's if you have a finished attic or a finished basement, and you just need to go walk up to the neighbor's house, wherever, just take care of you. You need to take a long therapeutic bath with your essential oils and some rose petals floating in the water, or take a milk bath. Then whatever you need to do, take your essential oils and take your diffuser so that you can have that to support yourself and your self-care, during the holidays. Whatever you need to do for you, practice that self-care and take care of you. Make connections with family and friends. So I recognize that not everybody has family to interact with during the holidays. You might be the last living family member. Connect with friends. Connect with people in the community. Connect with your church or your other faith organization. There might be a rescue mission or a homeless shelter or somewhere where you might be able to volunteer during the holidays so that you can feed. Let me take a sip of water, y'all. So you can help feed the homeless or the hungry or just the community. Sometimes it's not even that you're homeless or hungry, but you might just didn't want to cook this year. So you're going to the church because they're giving a free Christmas meal. Participate in either volunteering or go to the Christmas meal or the Hanukkah meal or the Kwanzaa meal. Like, participate in activities where you can socialize with other individuals. So you minimize that feeling of aloneness or depression or sadness. So tap into your community, look in the newspaper, the classifieds, online, find out what's happening in your community and get involved. You might have neighbors in your community that invite you over. Go on over and spend some time with them, especially if if you feel safe there and everything like that. Go and spend some time with them. If you don't feel safe, don't go. Because take care of you. Still being healthy and whole, setting those boundaries, saying no if you need to say no. But if it's a community member that you have spent time over their house, whatever you know them, then enjoy that time with them and their family. So connect with some people. Few more things. If at all possible, do not participate in drugs or alcohol. Now, I know that there are some who are experiencing or getting over in recovery from substance abuse and alcoholism. Try to stay away from those things during the holiday. Talk to your sponsor, talk to your healthcare provider, talk to another trusted adult that knows your struggles and can keep you encouraged and hold you accountable. If you know that alcoholism is a concern, excuse me, y'all, this nose is really getting on my nerves. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. But if you know that you struggle with alcoholism and you get invited to a party where they're serving alcohol, maybe decline that party. Especially if it's at a bar or a social club, you might want to decline that party just to make sure that you stay sober. If you do happen to go, try to take somebody with you that can hold you accountable to not drink. Hopefully a person, a buddy, a friend, a partner that does not drink either. So both of you can be sipping on your cranberry juice or your ginger ale or your soda or your sparkling cider, non-alcoholic, or your alcohol-free scarpanog or alcohol-free muscadine. That somebody that can drink with you that doesn't drink alcohol. And so just try to avoid parties, because y'all know holiday parties be going on at the office. in your community, organizations that you're a part of. Just try to stay away from alcohol. If you normally don't take drugs, I don't see anybody just starting drugs during the holidays, but maybe you get invited to a party where you don't know drugs might be available. Don't start. If you've never taken drugs before, don't start now. Y'all, excuse me. I've got to remember not to drink this cold stuff because it really does affect my sinuses. So I apologize for that. Last thing, talk to a licensed therapist or a counselor, your healthcare professional, a psychiatrist. If you're feeling any of these symptoms of depression, sadness, anxiety, the seasonal affective disorder, talk to your therapist, talk to a licensed healthcare professional, talk to your primary care physician, talk to somebody with a license so that they can help you navigate these feelings and offer any type of healthcare support that you might need. Okay. All right. So that's all I have for you. Let me make sure, because y'all said I told y'all I did this one backwards. So let me make sure I have everything that I wanted to share with you. And again, I'll put the link to the National Institute of Health. It is a division of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. It is a division of that, the NIH. And so I'll put that link in so that you can read more information about SAD and about the symptoms and some of the treatments that are available. So if you are feeling this, you can talk to your healthcare professional about it. All right. All right, last thing I'm gonna do, I really had not planned to go this long. This was supposed to be short and sweet, but so this is a me part of our movies, mental health, and me. You all, I am a published author, as most of you know. I have released 13 faith-based romance novels. Let me actually check the chat because I've been on the website. So let me check the chat to see. So I actually have published 13 faith-based romance novels, one poetry and songs book, a 6-part Gifts of Love series, which features 2 of my single books in one. So you get two books in one. I've also released my first and most likely only trilogy. But you all, now I can add to my writing that I have written an article for the newspaper, and it was actually featured on the front page of the newspaper. My article is about our sneaker ball. So the church that I attend is called Oasis of Hope Ministries, and we have a nonprofit called Turning Point Community Development Corporation. We had our inaugural sneaker ball on November 11th, and one of the pastors of the church, Pastor Shalise, she asked if I would write an article for the newspaper about this event. And so, you know me, first thing I did, I actually have a tape recorder, like one of the many tape recorders that I've had for years, because I used to keep it by my bedside. I used to keep it by my bedside. Did I tell y'all this last week? I don't know if I did, because I just got the word. I may have told y'all about this last week. I don't know. Oh, I did during my service. Okay, so I hadn't told Sip and Stay audience. So anyway, as a tape recorder, I used to keep it by my bedside because sometimes I would get songs and book titles and just words throughout the night. So I kept it by my bedside, just so I could easily record it and then go back to sleep. And so again, I know exactly where it was. I know where my stuff is. So I went and got it, took it there, was recording what people were saying and what they thought about the event. And then I was, of course, writing down notes and different things that were happening throughout the night. We had a silent auction, so got some information about that, y'all. And here it is. It is called Turning Point CDC, Oasis of Hope, Post Sneaker Ball by Stephanie Humphrey. Woo, woo. Y'all, when I say that's my article. So I'm so excited. It's in this dispatch. Only thing about it is you would have to subscribe to the dispatch to actually read the article. But if you want to, it is available, y'all. So it's on the first page of the paper, and of course it's on the front page, and then it goes some into like the next page. I didn't realize it was so long. But because of it's a newspaper article, y'all, it's long. And so I have now published an article in a local newspaper, and I'm very proud and I'm very excited. And so you all know I went on to the grocery store. I had planned to go to the grocery store that morning anyway, but I went on to the grocery store and got me some copies for my family, some for myself, some for my parents, my other family members who I knew would want to have one. So that's my me, y'all. So I'm a published author, and I have published, or I would written a news article that has been published in the local newspaper. Y'all, I think I'm big time, and I am. I'm going to decree it, declare it, confess it in Jesus' name. So I'm so excited about this article about the sneaker ball. It actually turned out very well. I did misspell one of the pastors, Pastor Shali's name. I put an E on the middle, on the end of her name. It's not supposed to be an E. I'm still haven't recovered from that. I'll forgive myself soon about it, but I still haven't recovered. But y'all, it's a great article if I do say so myself. And I thank God for giving me the format, putting it together, because I was like copying and pasting. So I was just writing stuff out, which I normally do, just write stuff out. And then I go back and do my editing and proofing. And so y'all, that's me. I have written an article that has been published in the newspaper, and I'm really excited. I'm very humble. I'm very thankful. One of their regular contributors, he works for the newspaper. He was the one that I was put into contact with. He actually said it's an excellent article, and that made me feel really good and really special, because it's my first time writing for a newspaper, and I'm really excited and happy about it. So I wanted to share that news with you all. So woo-hoo! Yay, 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 for me, yay, 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 for me. So you all, if you want to write a book, you can do it. If I can do it, everybody, or almost everybody can do it. You all, today, so I got my article in the newspaper. Also, today is the last day of National Novel Writing Month. You all, it's November 30th. So the last 30 days, I've been cranking out my words, y'all. I'm over 50,000. I reached 50,000 this week. I think I'm at 53 or 54. I'm gonna do some writing tonight. I'm gonna try to get to at least 56 or 57,000 words before the night is over. Let me see what time it is. Got a few things to do. So I'm gonna try to get to 56,000, if not 57,000. I'm gonna shoot for 56,000 at least before the night ends. And then I've already celebrated my win, but I'll be celebrating, as the day goes on. And, I feel very accomplished right now, not just with a newspaper article, but just I always feel accomplished once I reach my 50,000 words, because it feels so good to just write and just get those words out and get those thoughts out and get those characters out and get the plot out. It's a mess. If I showed y'all my writing, like I have strike throughs, I have so many misspelled words, but that's the beauty of National Novel Writing Month. All you're doing is getting your words out. All you're doing is writing. I've copied and pasted where like things are here. I know I'm going to have to go through and copy and paste some things, because I'm thinking about this character. I wrote 2 stories. I was planning to write 3 or 4, but I only focused on 2 is what I had time for, because the characters kept speaking, and so I had to add different things, and so it's been wonderful. It's been ridiculously crazy. I've written for one story is actually 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, well, it's 8 main characters. No, I'm sorry, just around, 8 main characters, but then there's some other characters that are within. And then for the second story I started writing, it's 2 main characters, and then of course you have your secondary characters. Y'all, I love, can you hear my excitement? Can you feel my excitement through the screen? I absolutely love writing. It is one of the joys of my life. I could never have imagined, like, never, y'all. I started writing in 4th grade. You all have heard me tell this story. I'm gonna keep telling it to Jesus, huh? Or until he calls me home, whichever one comes first. 4th grade, Miss Spencer. Hey, Miss Spencer, I wish I knew where you were, because I want to tell you thank you. I want to hug you. But 4th grade, ELA, At Blue Creek Elementary, we did our writing with Miss Spencer, produced my first book, and I've been writing ever since. I never imagined that I would be a published author, and then a published author of 13 books, plus my poetry book, 14, plus the trilogy, 15, 16, 17. I just didn't know, but God did. Thank you, Miss Spencer. Hey, Miss Spencer, where are you? I wish I could find you. But Miss Spencer, thank you for igniting the writing in me. God knew that, ooh, I didn't know, but God knew. So thank you, Miss Spencer, for I don't know for teaching what you taught. I don't know if you were led of the Lord, whatever. Thank you for teaching what you taught, because through those seeds in ELA English Language Arts 4th grade, those seeds were planted, and I am who I am today, but by the grace of God. Or not, I shouldn't say but by the grace of God, but only by the grace of God. And so I never imagined that I would be a published author. I've always loved writing, and I've always loved reading. So, and since I've been writing and been going to like literary, being in literary spaces and going to literary events, I've learned over the years that readers make the best writers. And I have always loved reading. My mom instilled that in me when she bought me the Little Golden books and the Walt Disney books, the hardback Walt Disney books, with my Strawberry Shortcake bookshelf, with the chalkboard, my stuffed animals, my baby dolls, everything was in there. Was the chest, the toy chest. Strawberry Shortcake toy chest. I love me Strawberry Shortcake. Had a chalkboard attached to it. Y'all, when I say my mama spoiled me, to them siblings came around, but I ain't gonna be like my mama. That's a whole other story. I ain't gonna get into it. I love my siblings. I'm so glad they're here. But 8 years of being spoiled. Anywho, my mom bought me the books. Let me stay on track, because y'all know I get off track. Stay on track. She bought me books. She would read books to me. I started reading books myself, fell in love with reading, have absolutely fallen in love with writing. And so I thank God for being able to do what I love, and then being able to teach what I love, because I have been able to teach classes to high schoolers about writing. And my one young lady, we had a session, and so we went over some things that she wanted to write about. We haven't been able to meet um, as regularly as we had planned to, because she has things happening. I have things happening, but it was still a joy to meet with her, and I'm going to continue to meet with her because she wants to be an author, and I want to support her in that dream. And y'all, it's just a blessing. Really is a blessing, just to do what I love, to do what I enjoy, to have the space to do it, the heart to do it, the platform to do it. I'm better than blessed. Better than blessed. Charlie Wilson asked me how I'm doing, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And so thank you so much for joining the. Oh, I did want to let you know, if you need something to read over the holiday, any of my books are amazing, but A Long Time Coming is my latest book. I released this in October of 2022, so it's a year old now. Book 1, book 2, book 3, A Long Time Coming. It is a journey of Veronica Bailey as she graduates from high school and comes into her own as an adult. It is an amazing journey. These 3 books in one, this really is a journey. I was going to release all 3 books separately, but I just really felt strongly about releasing them together in a trilogy, all in one. You get all 3 books in one, all 3 of them right up in here. This is available on my website at determinedpublishing.com. So check it out. This makes some good holiday reading. You're traveling, if you're driving, wherever you're going for the holidays, this makes some good reading. You can read it out loud to your partner, to your family or friends, or whoever you're traveling with. So y'all can now be careful, because there's some hilarious points in here. So if you're reading it, you sitting in the passenger side, in the back seat reading it. If you think something too funny for the driver, be careful now. I don't want y'all to be getting in accidents talking about Stephanie said, read this when I'm driving to my destination, and we started laughing, and we got off track on the road, and so don't say that, and I don't say that, and I don't say it. So just be careful if you're riding in the car with somebody and you're reading it, because there might be something that's going to cause you to holler, and we want you to get to your destination safely. But I do encourage you to read A Long Time Coming, books 1, book 2, book 3. It is, book 1 is A Journey of Life. Book 2, A Journey of Love. Book 3, A Journey Home. Again, it's available on my website at determinedpublishing.com. If you want to know more about me, you can check me out at stephaniehumphrey.net. You all, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will be with you next. Lord bless us all to live to see it. I will be with you next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. for a time of Bible study. We have not had Bible study in a while, so we're gonna have some Bible study next week, and then I'll have another announcement for some events for December. But you all take care and be blessed. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe.